Astral. In this episode, we're going to get straight back into our quest book. I have gone ahead and made a couple new things in this new town. First, I've made a charcoal factory. That way we have all of the charcoal we could ever possibly need. It also has our first automatic tree farm. As you can see here, there's actually a few logs that tend to spawn around here that we can't get, but that's okay. So as it cuts down this tree, we'll see it gets replanted by those deployers. It then swings around and spits stuff out here. Now, the one issue is that this thing is not outputting enough. So we might need a brass funnel for that so it can output a stack. I have tested that it can cook an entire stack at once. We can see one there as it goes into this barrel. We're not there yet. I think there's also a snail stuck under here. That's what you're hearing there. Over this direction, I was looking in the quest book and noticed that there is a thing for automating basalt. I don't totally get how this works. I'm not sure where those... If it needs 3 things to make basalt, I'm not sure where that goes. But either way, we need to first make a factory for it. So that's going to be here next to this train station. And I've also, on the other side, made a couple farms for onions and for carrots. I don't have a thing for chickens yet. But I feel for our fried rice, that's probably a useful thing. I also started this thing, which I also have not built a roof for. But it's another cobblestone generator, and it pulls milk from this milk machine here. Amazingly, this thing, even now giving milk to 2 different places, it does not run out or even start to change. But what this is doing is it's taking the cobblestone and the milk and turning it into limestone, which then gets crushed up. And I don't have this covered up, so I do have to be kind of careful here. But it crushes up the limestone. It has like a 20% chance of making tin, which we've not been lucky enough to see there. But then it spits it out here. So we have now infinite tin being generated, which I think is kind of cool. Now, looking at the quest book, we do have a couple things that we can hit complete on. One of which was getting the blaze rods, which we got at the end. We have a large cogwheel as a reward. We found this nuclear place, and we get a space painting. And we found all of these things, and we get some more random stuff. So there is a stone growth chamber. We should probably build that. We're not going to build it just yet. But there are also a couple other things that we can do. For example, there's this essential plate number 2. All we do is we smash up a lapis block, which I believe I saw there are some blocks over in this little work area here. I did also have to fight off some pillagers, which is why poor Zun's all messed up on 2 hearts. But let's take half of these. I don't know how many of these plates we actually need. I do suspect eventually... Oh, there's a cat. I do suspect eventually we're going to need to make something to automate these. But we don't need to do that yet. So let's chuck that on there. I also made a bulk blasting and washing machine. So this is just doing its thing. So the next things that looks like we're going to need to do is, first of all, make some haunting stuff. I'm kind of thinking it's just going to go on top of this machine, and we'll just extend this same thing upwards. So much so that I think we can probably just make this belt go up. We just need yet more encased fans and chain drives. Other than that, this whole setup is pretty much the same thing. If it's just right above that, that should be fine. To get us back on the moon, though, we're going to need some scoria, which we've found plenty of magma cream, which we can fight magma guys for, and blazes. So we're going to need to go back to where we were with the blazes, but we first need to make an empty blaze burner. To do that, we need some iron rods and some iron sheets. I think this is actually probably the better way to do this, but I don't know that we have that much netherrack, if any at all. So instead, let's make that really quick. Alright, so to make it, we take our moonstone, we put our iron rods like so, and then iron sheet, and we get a blaze burner. It might actually be worth making a couple of these now that I'm thinking about it, because I do know that there are quite a few different recipes that require heated stuff, brass being the main thing that I'm thinking of. So we should probably not just make one of them. However, I might need to flatten some more iron, because I do not think we have more of it. That's fine, we have lots of iron. Let's make like 10 more sheets. This really needs to go up here somewhere. So let's chuck these on here. While that's smashing things up, let's make one more of these to start with. And then I think I can just make one more with the amount of rods I have, which should be fine. So let's make one more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. So now I think to capture them, I literally just have to right-click them. I think that's all we do. Let's just check this. Yeah, right-click on Blaze to scoop it up, and then we can use that. So let's get our spacesuit back on, and let's head back to the moon. Alright, and we're back. There's already some enemies nearby, so let's try to get away from them. I believe that power plant with the blazes was this direction. So we're going to go off in this direction. We're also going to try to keep our eyes out for some scoria, as well as if we go over to those basalt plains, we can try to... Actually, is that scoria right there? It is. Let's grab this real quick. As I immediately get distracted. Let's see if we can get a magma cream as well, just because that would be helpful. I think there's also a possibility to maybe we can mine blue ice on the moon? Big maybe? I don't know. I think there's also a tower that we wanted to explore further, so we can check that out as well. Yeah, I think we might need Silk Touch for that. That's fine. There's a big old magma cube over there. Oh, there's one right here. Does not seem to have given us any magma cream. Let's go find that big one over here. There's a magma cream. Where'd it go? Ow. Okay, we got that quest done. Let's take out the rest of these little guys. And one last one. Oh, we've got 2. That's not terrible. It's completed that quest, I'm pretty sure. Let's get out of here before we take any damage. Cool. Yep, we got that done. Need to find some more scoria, but let's keep heading this way first. Actually, I changed my mind. It's right here. And this is what we have hammer for. Let's hammer out some of this. And we've completed that quest. Excellent. You know, this nuclear plant kind of looks like how this blaze burner looks. And I wonder... I suspect that's probably intentional. Don't know for sure. But I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, there's a chest in here that we missed. Let's grab that. Take all of this? Why not? What is this? Inscriber name press. What do we do with that? Doesn't do anything, apparently. Alright, let's see if we can capture some blazes. I think we need to get high enough to get them to spawn. Let's put this fire out, because I'd rather not be set on fire. Ow, ow, ow. I thought they didn't set things on fire, and that's a lot of them. Right. Nope, they definitely still set things on fire. Ow, ow, ow. Let's hide in here for a second. We did manage to grab one, though. Be good to grab the other, at least 2 more. Let's heal up first. Then let's jump. And jump. And grab. Nope, I missed. Let's get back into the shimmer. And jump. And jump. And 1 and 2. Okay. We got 3 of them. Let's get out of here before we take any more damage. And cool. Yeah, we have 3 different blaze burners. We can also complete a quest. We get a mechanical mixer. We're getting attacked by an endermite. There we go. Right. So we can actually make brass now. That might be where the end of the video, as well as a couple other things. But let's go check out this tower over here. I saw this at the end of the last episode, and I did rather want to go check it out. We're just going to dodge the people trying to shoot at us as best we can. Ooh, that's a big old hole. Don't want to fall in there. Let's keep going. What is that? Do I want to fight it? Do I want to get near it? A star crawler. It does look like it's trying to attack me. It is attacking me. Let's fight it. It does an awful lot of damage. And all it dropped was cheese and rotten flesh. Great. Alright. Let's check this out. Looks like there are more... This might just be a different type of village. They have like a foundry here, which is kind of cool. Let's head up and see what else is in here. Don't think that guy's supposed to be there. But yeah, it looks like this is just a different sort of structure for the villagers to spawn in, or the Lunarians, or whatever they're called. Anything else in here? There is a chest with some dash blocks. Space pants, sure, we'll take an extra pair. There's nothing on this brewing stand, however, let's actually collect that, because I'm pretty sure, was there not a quest for brewing? Okay, not exactly, but there was a... I checked that off to read it. Let's see if there's anything else on the top floors. This, I guess, is where they live. This is a very fancy guy. Oh. I'm really glad that we can sleep on the moon, because I was afraid for a second that I was just going to explode like the nether. Don't know if I love that my spawn point is now here. But we're almost to the top here. Looks like it's just an observatory. Just with some stuff for us to collect. And nothing specifically super interesting about it either. That's fine though. We will take all of the stuff we can find. Alright, so the last thing that we need to do then is let's go ahead and make some brass. I know what we need to do this, and I actually have a setup for it already ready to go outside of the blaze burners that we just got. So I will see you back on the surface. Right, welcome back to Earth. So I already noticed that this thing was already here, which is fantastic. But this is going to help us with making brass. And the brass is just going to go into here. It's going to be in liquid form for now. Now what we do need to do is we need to get underneath this basin. So I think if I just do that, and one of our blaze burners is going to go underneath like so. And it's kind of weird that's looking at us. But basically, it's going to sit under there. We go over to the inputs. I don't know why these two guys are here. Without Jakob, go find something to do. Maybe I need to give them like jobs in the factory. Maybe that's why they're here. But let's put like 8 charcoal into here, 8 charcoal into here. And then to make the brass, we need zinc and we need copper. Now, the copper is not an issue. The zinc is actually going to be slightly tricky because we're going to need to figure out how to... That's facing the wrong way. We're going to need to figure out... Is this one also facing the wrong way? It sure is. We're going to need to figure out how to get both of those out of there. Okay. Let's remove this for now. Our zinc has unfortunately already flowed into here. So we're going to get rid of this tank. We might need some more zinc. Okay, so we got copper in there. I do need some more zinc because I may have accidentally smelted it. And it went straight through the system. Let's just grab what we have in here. I have been using the zinc for trapdoors, for the various, like, these things here. So I don't actually have that much of it. I think we had quite a bit of it in our old base, but we don't anymore. So this should then go into here. Good. And then we need to take some charcoal, I believe. And we're going to turn on our blaze burner. We just right-click it a bunch of times. I think the more that we put in, the better it is. And then this should get mixed up into molten brass. That is fantastic. That's what I wanted to see. It does look like it's kind of a slow thing, but it's getting there. And now we have a bunch of molten brass. Which means, is there anything else in here? No. Okay, good. So we can take our fluid tank. Let's stick it back down here. Let's take our mechanical pump. And this should now be filling full of molten brass. Good. Alright, so I think we're going to end the episode there. We have molten brass. I am probably going to make a bunch more of this, and we'll start with smelting it out, or pouring it out into our first actual brass ingot. But this is fantastic. This is where we actually get into all the cool stuff. I guess we'll have to go down this electric path as well, but this is a good start. So if you enjoyed, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Helps me out, helps me know that you guys are actually enjoying the videos. And with that, bye.